opened our MT Top 40 in the summer of 2018, looking at the best football players in Montana's history, position by position, opening it up, of course, with the defensive back, Schillinger, Anderson, Houck and company, and going all the way through the defense onto the offense as well. All-State, Gatorade Player of the Year, All-American, National Player of the Year, National Football League, and Canadian Football League athletes as well. We conclude it with the position everybody wants to talk about, the quarterbacks, of course, but the game has changed so much over the years that quarterbacks 50 years ago, much different than the quarterbacks of today. So we're bringing you double duty under center. The quarterbacks, you're going to get a twofer, the modern era guys and those old era guys. Every day for the rest of this week as we count our way down to number 1. Opening it up at number 5, Helena Capital and Butte High School, Paul Petrino and Bob Obilovich. Paul Petrino, of course, an all-state quarterback at Helena Capital, coached Tuss and company there with the Bruins, but it was when he joined Carroll College he took it to another level. His father and coach, Bob Sr., of course, leading him right into the Carroll College Athletic Hall of Fame. 4 times All-Conference, Paul Petrino, from 1985 to 1988, and also 4-time Frontier Conference champion with the Carroll College Fighting Saints. In those 4 years, a 36-6 career record for Petrino. How about a Football Gazette NAIA Division II Player of the Year, 2-time Kodak All-American as a quarterback, and 16 Carroll College records, and it wasn't just passing. Paul Petrino running up, down, and around defenses all throughout the Frontier Conference.
It's a lot of the great players that I played with. You know, I was very fortunate. Had a bunch of really great players and fortunate to play with them. You know, we went 4 years, only lost 2 games in the regular season in 4 years. Had a lot of great wins. There was a lot of them that you remember. Beating Central Washington when they were really supposed to whoop up on us the first round. My senior year, that was a lot of fun. I think I carried the ball like 36 times. I could barely get out of bed the next day, but that was a great day. Homecoming, you always kind of played that game for your dad. So my senior year homecoming game was cool, you know, because I knew it was the last one, playing it for my dad, and we killed Tech, and I got National Player of the Week, so that was nice for my dad right there. And just, you know, the great players that I was fortunate enough to play with, you know, the Bart Abeys, the John Saunders, Mark Bigler, you know, you could go on and on, Larry Iverson. We had a patched up line. That was probably something that you'll always remember. My sophomore year, we had a couple JCO linemen that decided not to come back after the summer. So my dad was coaching the O-line, and he moved John Saunders from defense to offensive lineman to be an unbelievable great offensive lineman. Kenny Volk was a tight end. We moved him to guard. We had Dave Campbell playing inside. We had Doug Shell, that was a middle linebacker, came over and played guard. And we ended up leading the country in rushing offense that year. It really was a makeshift. And my dad called it the patch-up O-line. But what they were is just a bunch of tough, get after it, give second effort guys. And that's definitely something that's, you know, and there's so many good players that I played with, you know, the Callens, Butch Boudre, those were guys in my class. So there was just a lot of good players that I was fortunate enough to play with.
Paul Petrino, of course, the head coach at the Idaho Vandals football program. His brother Bobby, who could easily be paired in with him right now, the head coach at Louisville. He was also Helena Capital and Carroll College. And, of course, condolences to the Petrino family. Bob Sr. passing away this summer. He, of course, is a Carroll College Hall of Famer as well. Let's go back in time for the other era. Bob Obilovich, Butte High School, 3-time letter winner in hoops, All-State, and a 57 and 58 Montana State champion. Also a 3-time letter winner in football, where he was All-State there. Also garnered some letters in track while he played shortstop on the baseball team. Then it was off to the Missoula Montana Grizzlies. 3-year starter in both football, basketball, and baseball. That's right, multi-sport at the college level as well. And he was on each side of the ball in football, starting quarterback, starting defensive back in the late 50s, early 60s. And get this, 13 career interceptions per the Montana Football Hall of Fame. And he won the Outstanding Senior Athlete Award and the Grizzly Cup given to the best athlete on campus in 1962. Obiljevic also named UM's Athlete of the Decade from the 1960s to 1970. He was inducted into the UM's Grizzly Athletic Hall of Fame, and then the Canadian Football League, of course, with the Ottawa Rough Riders in 1963, defensive back and their backup quarterback, 24 interceptions in the CFL from the years 63 through 67. And he also had stints all around besides just being a player, a coach, a general manager, director of player personnel, vice president of football operations, as well as a scout. Two-time CFL Coach of the Year, 1982, 1987, and he led them to the Grey Cup Championship in 1983. Canadian Football League honored him with a Hall of Fame induction in 2015, and the Montana Football Hall of Fame would follow suit in 2017. So there you go, the double dose getting us rolling. Paul Petrino, Bob Obiljevic at number 5. Stick with MontanaSports.com. We'll keep counting down to the number ones, the best quarterbacks of the new and old eras in Montana's history. Richie Melby, MTN Sports.